There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
Morning, everyone. If you're looking for the weekly broadcast of the Ask Welfare Rights program, we are here, and this is Friday, just a few seconds past 10 o'clock, and we try to come on every Friday from 10 until 11 so that we could bring as much information to the community, specifically to moderate and low-income community members as possible. Today is a difficult day for a lot of people in Highland Park, but we're going to explain a little bit of that. If you had already tuned into the program, waiting, I hope, in anticipation of the Ask Welfare Rights broadcast, you just saw a little of what I'm going to start off with. But I'm going to do the housekeeping activities first. If you are a person with information and needing information and wanting information and able to share information, you're in the right place. I keep saying we because ordinarily I would be here with my colleague, the national chair of the National Welfare Rights Union, Miss Marion Kramer. And, you know, for those of you that are familiar viewers of the program, you know that she is recovering from hip surgery and is doing quite well, So the usual broadcast comes on every Friday at 10, and numbers are on the screen, 868-4336, 868-0351. Usually we have three numbers, but today there are two that are written there, and that must be for some technical reason. So if you want to call in or share or correct something that's been said, please don't hesitate to call 868-4336 or 868-0351. The website is www.tv33whpr.com. And of course, this is the fabulous and the wonderful WHPR Ask Welfare Rights broadcast. I'm told that a lot of people are able to watch this broadcast on 15.2. And if you have that capacity, we'll ask you to tune in today and at this moment, either channel 90, Comcast, or 15.2. Caller, you are the first caller that is on the air. And thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you are on the air.
Good morning. This is Sylvia. I'm unable to watch you on my laptop through the internet, TV33 WHPR.
You say you are or you are not?
I am. I'm watching you right now.
It's very good. Well, then let me do a personal wave just for you, Miss Sylvia. Okay. Thank you for tuning in this morning, ma'am.
Listen, I need that number. If you still have that number for the, is it the MISTA payment assistance? Is there a payment assistance for the mortgage or just the renter?
Okay, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Now, you're talking about folks that may need some help with rent or may need some help with taxes. Which one?
Mortgage payment.
Okay. 866.
Okay.
313. 2520.
Okay, 866-313-2520.
2520, yes.
Okay, 866-313-2520. I'm going to try it right now because I had gave it to a senior and it didn't work. and I tried to get in touch with Mr. Michigan State Housing Authority. They did send me an email, and I asked them, did they have any kind of mortgage payment assistance to people having a hard time working and paying their mortgages. So she did send me a email to further get in touch with them in the future, because she said there may be a program coming up in the future.
I'm going to announce one this morning, a new one.
Oh, okay, I got my ink in. I'll be listening.
All right, dear. Thank you for calling, okay?
Thanks.
All right. Thank you much.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, a lot of folks in Highland Park this morning are at the homegoing services of Miss Naomi Wheeler. The end of a generation. Earl and Naomi Wheeler have been fixtures and effective advocates in Highland Park, working with all areas of Highland Park for decades. And the Angels came and got Miss Wheeler a couple of weeks ago. And folks are at, what is the name of the church? The Soul Harvest Cathedral. They're at the Soul Harvest Cathedral on John R. 16299 John R. And those services just, the family hour just started just about 10 o'clock this morning. And so folks are arriving. Some are already there. Some are en route to extend their condolences and provide a hug for both Miss Linda and Miss Terry and others. You know, the children of this wonderful couple. Oh boy, you know, and what can we do when you lose those staples, when those folks that hold it down and have been holding it down for so long? And as I say, this represents the end of a particular era. The children are carrying on, and they're going to continue to carry on, but that particular genre of activists that were middle-aged, then early elders, then elders, and then now ancestors, you know, that represent a certain continuum of advocacy that both Earl and now Miss Naomi Wheeler have represented for folks, not just in Highland Park. Mitch and apparently Waistline, who is out on the West Coast, called and to speak to some of the members of the Wheeler family to express his condolences. So we're talking about the profile of a family of advocates, a family of organizers, a family of researchers, a family of shakers and movers. And we are telling Miss Naomi safe travels this morning. So I wanted to at least start our conversation with that. And we have Miss Piper Carter. Piper Carter, the niece of one of the original members of the League of Revolutionary Black Workers, Ibn Pori Pitts. And Ibn, who's been, you know, dealing with health challenges for a number of years now, his niece, Miss Piper Carter, her mother passed away. And we'll be talking some more about that because we've got a couple of weeks before mother's Miss Resor, before her mother's homegoing services will be held. So today we're going to keep in our hearts and in our collective memories Miss Naomi Wheeler, who is being eulogized and remembered and treasured and lifted up and reminisced about this morning at the Soul Harvest Cathedral, 16299 John R. in Highland Park. 10 o'clock family hour, 11 o'clock homegoing services. So, as I left my house to come here this morning, I got this flyer. And this flyer says you can come and get your free COVID vaccine shot. Walk-ins are welcome over at the Northwest Activity Center, which is at Myers and Curtis And if you're not familiar with that area, Curtis is the street right in between 6 Mile and 7 Mile, and Curtis is that street right in the middle. So we're talking about Curtis and Myers. You can go there. They usually like you to make an appointment, but I think they're taking walk-ins now because everybody's excited about some of these new changes that are going on with this horrible vaccine. Oh, not horrible. With this horrible virus that the vaccine seems to be vanquishing. There's 3 V's. The virus being vanquished by vaccines. And so they start at 9, so they're doing it already, 9 to 7. And this says Detroiters ages 16 or older, any form of ID is acceptable. Why is that important? If you test positive, or you believe that somebody in your household may be testing positive, the vaccine team is able to contact your household and your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever it is you think that might be sick, and kind of track them and make certain that they're okay. We've got a lot of folks that have colds, upper respiratory conditions, like I do all the time. And they believe themselves just to have that and may have, in fact, contracted the virus, and at home with underlying health issues, overweight, asthmatic, cancer survivors, heart attack survivors, stroke survivors, all of these kinds of things, and different health problems, and they stay at home, and they stay at home too long. I'm going to tell a story about Miss Nicole, who is one of our newer welfare rights members, only came around about 2-3 years ago. And Nicole, let's see, a week ago, let's see, this is Friday, so it would have been last Saturday, and a week previous to that, we had our usual welfare rights conference call, our Zoom call, our conference call, and we have our meetings online now because of the virus. And Nicole was on the call 2 Saturdays ago, and she was talking about, boy, I don't feel good. I'm having these chills, and as she was on Zoom, and she had a blanket around her, and we all paid attention. There's about 15 or 16 of us that are on these calls every 2 weeks. These are calls that are open to all the state members. So we had about 15, 16 people on the call. I noticed that she said she was sick, and she, with the blanket around her or whatnot. And she is asthmatic. She has some underlying health issues. So I was paying attention. And the next day, she was still sick and even sicker, and decided, well, maybe I better check in at urgent care. And she did, and they took her, or she got to the hospital, however it happened. But urgent care said, no, we can't fix this. You're testing positive for COVID. Saturday, we're all on the phone call together. Sunday, she's in the hospital. She's having a conversation and ended up going into the hospital Sunday night. And they kept my colleague for 9 days. 9 days. She just got out of the hospital Monday or Tuesday that just passed, and this is Friday. So she was slated to get her first COVID shot Monday. And it wasn't that she was delaying it. It was just that in the beginning, folks in their 40s, late 40s, weren't invited to come and get the test. So, she was always concerned, not wanting to take someone else's place. And she had finally, her age bracket was ready, and she was set up to take her first COVID shot. And she has survived, and we're so glad of that. But let me tell you how close it was. We had to send her, in the 40s. You guys live on your cell phones, right? So we knew that we might not be able to reach her. I think she's at St. John's Hospital. I'm not sure. But whatever hospital she was at, we knew she had that phone, and she's an expert in those messaging, Instagrams, and all of those kinds of things. So we had to message her if her breathing is becoming more labored, that she should be talking to the doctors and asking for some of those monoclonal antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies. And Regeneron is the one that most of us, or some of us, have heard of, but there's also this other one, remdesivir. And so we text her, she wasn't sounding too good, wasn't able to talk. And so we suggested on her cell phone that she reach those doctors that were tending to her, excellent care, and tell those doctors that she needed to get that shot of remdesivir. And she got that shot. So however bad her situations were, by that Tuesday, she went to the hospital Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, she was sick enough where we're making this recommendation. And either that Tuesday night or that Wednesday, she got that monoclonal antibody injection. And it took her from where she was, which was very ill, and brought her back so that she could recover a little bit better. And finally, she came home. Now, I haven't talked to her. She's been home for about 3 days now. And we're trying to get her to rest up. That's not going to be possible because her daughter, Miss Tisha, just had the baby the Thursday before all this happened. So Miss Ava, like Ava Gardner, AVA, Miss Ava, has showed up. You have to be 10 days old before we baptize you as a member of Welfare Rights, and I think she's 10 days old now. So Miss Ava is our newest member of the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization. We don't wait till they get old enough to consent or talk about anything. As soon as you show up and you're one of ours, you become a member after 10 days. And we just won't start collecting your dues for a little bit down the road. But you are a member right now. And, of course, that follows Miss Summer and Miss Miracle and some of the other young folks that over the years have become members of Tatiana, Nathaniel, the new baby, and what's the other baby's name? Carter. And we've got an explosion, sort of new members of Welfare Rights that show up at 6 or 7 pounds. So we want to welcome Miss Ava and tell her we're glad you're here in the midst of all of this madness. Now, Miss Nicole is at home. Don't know if she's going to end up being one of those long haulers or not. And long haulers are those folks that continue to have sometimes cognitive memory issues, but most of the times it's physical fatigue issues that may take weeks and months before they're able to reach a level of energy that they had prior to being infected with COVID. So I wanted to say that Miss Nicole, and again, she was not trying to not get be shot, but it just wasn't her turn, and she didn't want to move up to take any appointments for anybody else. So once she made her appointment, it was for a week and a half ago Monday, and she became very, very ill before that. Now I want to say something else about the folks that are still hesitating about taking this shot. And I understand I was hesitant. I said in the beginning I'm going to wait. And my waiting and Marion's waiting was to see what was going to happen with other folks that were getting the shot. And by the time we got to 100 million, okay, maybe we better start thinking about getting this shot, Marion, and we having a discussion about it. That was several months ago. And then we realized, I think we realized before that the anti-democracy group, the lovers of Trump, were absolutely in screaming, I'm not going to get this shot. I don't care what you say, I'm not going to get this shot. And then, of course, they were leaving Pellston, and they were leaving Traverse City, and they were leaving Berrien County, and they were leaving all of these places and driving down with their pickup trucks. Carla, I'll be right with you. And driving down to their pickup trucks to Lansing to rail against the governor because they couldn't get a haircut. And then they show up in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti, come down to Detroit so they can watch a baseball or football or a hockey game or something. And before they got there, they're going to CVS and Rite Aid and touching the potato chips and touching whatever else. And then here I come and grabbed a bag of potato chips that they had, and then I go home and here comes my sniffles, and then I think it's just a little bit of an allergy situation, and turns out that COVID has jumped on me and is now in my face, has gotten inside my mouth, and is on the way to its single destination, which is to try to make its way to my lungs. And so that's when Marion and I decided we better go get this shot because these folks will kill us. So we're both vaccinated. It's been a month and a half. We got our first shot in January, our second shot in February, and then we took a bunch of people in February with us, all the welfare rights in February, and they got their shots in February, and then their second shot was in March, and then we took the stragglers in March so that they could get their final shot in April. So all of us are fully vaccinated. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but I have a very patient caller that's on the line. And caller, I'm so grateful that you are patient and you are on the line, caller. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Happy Friday to you.
And happy Friday to you as well, my dear.
Thank you. I want to give my condolences to the Wheelers and to Piper Carter's family as well.
Yes, yes.
But I had called to share with you that, we talk about patronizing our own.
Yes.
And on the Sunday of June 13th, Hood Research is asking people to join us on Woodward Avenue at 8 Mile. And we're going to motorcade towards downtown and point out our businesses that are located between 8 Mile and Eastern Market.
Okay.
So we'll go down Woodward to Mack, make a left on Mack to Russell, make a right on Russell, and we culminate right there at Burt to Marketplace.
Okay.
And of course, we're going to have raffles. It wouldn't be Hood Research without raffles.
Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. So
Yeah,
we're talking
so we'll be
now. What
lining up
time?
At 12 noon.
Noon. High noon.
Sunday.
June 13th.
Yep, June the 13th.
Okay. Now, what day of the week is that on?
It's on a Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, Sunday, June 13th.
Okay. So
And,
we'll meet on
there are
Woodward
so
and
many
8 Mile
people
Road.
who have cabin fever, and they want to get out. They want to do something. And, when you're in your vehicle, you're at least 15 feet away from the person behind you and away from the person in front of you.
Sounds like a plan to me.
See, so that's a safe way to enjoy an afternoon with Hood Research.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Certainly, welfare rights. I'll pass out the message and see how many of us can bring our little cars over there and join the caravan.
That'd be great.
I love it. I love it. What a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, aren't you doing something tomorrow, Saturday?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us
We
about
have an
it.
afternoon with Hood Research every Saturday. We start at 2 p.m. and we go until 6. And the reason is people were calling us talking about they were angry and they were bored and they just were mad because they couldn't leave their house. Everything was locked down. But Maureen, when we got people calling us talking about they were depressed, they were having anxiety attacks,
Yes.
they were sad,
Yes.
we decided to have an afternoon with Hood Research on Saturday. And that's safe as well because you don't have to leave your house,
Yes. Yes.
So for those who have their pen and paper handy, I'll share the number with you.
I have mine ready. What's that number?
Okay. It's 1978
Mm-hmm.
990-5000. Okay.
978.
990-5000.
Got it.
And
Tomorrow at
there's
2
an
o'clock.
access code, which is 338-729. You press the pound key and join the conversation.
Okay, 338-729 is the access number, and pound key. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock. You can
Yep,
still
and
be
we
in
go
your
from
house.
2 to 6.
Okay.
If you have any information to share, you are welcome to share.
Okay.
And any questions you have, you're welcome to ask.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Miss Theo. It's been a rough 15 months.
Yes, it is.
And we're not out of it yet.
That's right.
I'll
but
share.
we cannot give up.
No, we can't. We can't. I'll share this number again before I get off the air.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, Miss Theo.
All righty, thank you.
All right. Bye now.
Peace.
Okay. I want to say a little bit more about this COVID situation and about hesitancy and people are fearful. I saw a guy on TV yesterday. Doesn't seem like it's necessary. I don't know why they're pushing this on us. Doesn't seem as if it's necessary. And that's not the thing to say. And here's my proof. And I'm a social worker, professional social worker. And I'm on a whole lot of different groups and boards and task forces and all these kinds of things. So I hear a lot of information from doctors, Dr. Smitherman, from scientists, and, direct information, and I ask a lot of questions. And of all the things that I've heard, the difficulty that I may have had, even with my own family members that are saying, I don't know, I think I'll wait, I'm not sure what's in it, all these kinds of things. But here's something that happened that I thought was of great interest. We're down to about 600-700 deaths every day across the country. It's probably more than that, but at least 600 to 700. But let me just focus on the 112 people that passed away yesterday. Caller, I'll be right with you. 112 people passed away in Michigan yesterday, dying from the COVID-19 virus. Not one of them, and I'm raising my voice, not one of them were vaccinated. None of the 600 to 700 that are dying every day across the country, whatever the numbers are, none of them have been vaccinated. None. See, that tells me something. We can move and we can extract information based on what scientists tell us and doctors tell us and family members tell us. But there's something about folks that ended up being dead because of the virus, and the information comes forward that they've never been vaccinated. Not one. If nothing else, that's empirical information that should inform our steps. We need to go get that Moderna shot, that Pfizer shot. It's up to you what you think about that AstraZeneca and that Johnson & Johnson. You make up your own mind, but those other two seem to have a long life and have been given to 200 million American citizens across the country so far. So I would think about that. Caller, you've been so very, he just hung up, or she. I would think about that before I hesitated too much longer, especially now that the Centers for Disease Control says if you've been fully vaccinated and your time has passed by in terms of 2 weeks after your last injection, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Well, that's good news. I'm glad to hear that. But when I go into public places and spaces like here, I wear my mask out of respect and affection for Tim and the folks that are in and out of this building. I don't know if somebody else may come along and have not been vaccinated and may have underlying all kinds of effects, and they have COVID and they're asymptomatic. They're not showing any symptoms. I don't want to get sick, and even though I'm fully vaccinated, Marion, and most of all the welfare rights pretty much fully vaccinated, we don't want to test the veracity and the efficacy of everybody else around us. So I'm going to still wear my mask when I go to places that are public and individuals are there that don't live in my household. I'm going to still wear my mask so that I can be sure that I'm not passing anything off, because I could be asymptomatic, and I want to be sure that I'm not picking up anything and taking it to my household. Now, we've got Miss Ava that I mentioned already that just arrived just about 10, 11 days ago. And Miss Ava has not been vaccinated. It's 10 days, 11, 12 days old. And we're not going to get Miss Ava vaccinated with this until we hear more information. Miss Ava has to be vaccinated between now and the next 90 days for rubella and measles and mumps and diphtheria and pertussis and all these other kinds of things. She's got to go get her vaccinations between now and 90 days from now. And then 90 days from then until the next 90 days, there's a second series of vaccinations that babies have to undergo to keep them away from polio and all these other kinds of things. So as we go forward, I want you to think about this. This is no joke. Of the 600 or 700 folks that are passing away in this country, I'm not talking about the horror of what's going on in India. Oh my God, what's going on in Brazil. Oh my God. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the folks that pass away in this country. None of them were ever vaccinated. And that should say something to you. Again, I'm using that phrase. It should inform our steps. Northwest Activity Center is having today 9 to 7, Monday through Friday. You could go there at age 16 years of age and older and get your shot. And they're giving out, last I heard, the Moderna shot at Northwest Activity Center. So order your steps. Do what the right thing is, not just for yourself, but for your family, your immediate family, and for our immediate community. We're going to have to deal with COVID-19 for a long time. Long time, because this is not the only virus that's going to hit. You all remember watching TV, yellow fever, and all of some of those other plagues that have come to this country long before these scientific methods and whatnot had been organized and managed, and the thousands of people that have died. And I mean, my goodness, we're looking at 600,000 people in this country that have passed away. I mean, the funeral industry, I ain't going to say what's in my mind, but the funeral industry is been quite engaged over these last 15 to 16 months. And those numbers of folks that are dying are going down because the number of people getting vaccinations are going up. So order your steps. Do the right thing. All right, people are calling us, and I'm going to give out these phone numbers for these different activities. The Matrix organization, as far as I know, no one has called me and told me anything different. The Matrix organization, I think it's the location on Gratiot, but that doesn't have to be, is still involved in a program where they will replace a broken refrigerator, a stove that does not work. Okay, those two specifically. I'm told that there are other appliances, but those two specifically. And you can call if you've got a refrigerator or a stove that's not working. We're not talking about an update. Everything on your refrigerator works or everything on your stove works, so you just want a new one. Now, we're talking about something that's not working effectively and not chilling food, not the freezers not freezing, 4 jets on the eye, or on the top, but they call them eyes, 4 eyes on top of the stove, and 2 of them don't work. The oven does not work, those kinds of things. You can call the Matrix organization, and at this number, 313-526-4000, 526-4000, and you want extension number 3, 123, extension number 3, and ask them about how you might get a broken appliance replaced. Alrighty, there's a program that I'm just hearing about DTE has a number of brand new programs. Caller called a few minutes ago, talking about mortgage and or rent arrearages. And DTE has a program called the COVID Help. COVID, COVID, HELP. For those of you that have access to a computer, go to www.covidhelp. So that means COVID Help, HELP, at DTE, 3 letters, Energy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 letters. So DTE Energy, nobreaks.com. Now, this DTE Energy.com website will list all of the different, and a lot of these are new, payment programs and finance resource programs that DTE customers can access. Now, one of these is the Green Path. Green Path, P-A-T-H, the Green Path program. I'm going to give the number first. You reach them by phone, area code 888-235-1003. 888-235-1003. All right, this Green Path program is able to capture folks that want to get on a payment plan and maybe they have $10 or $15 or $20 too much, and so they don't qualify for LSP, low income self-sufficiency, and some of the other income-based programs, but they might be able to qualify for the Green Path program. And what that means is you can call that number and they will discuss your economic situation and put you on a monthly payment plan that you can manage. All right, real important, Green Path. The state emergency relief application is a program that's operated by the welfare department, Michigan. What is it? Michigan Health and Human Services, whatever it is, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. That's it. And on the telephone call with DTE yesterday, it was explained that if you have an arrearage of $3,000 or less, you can get help through SER. If you're already getting food stamps, you're already on Medicaid, you can complete the state emergency relief application, and they will help you with $850 toward a delinquent light bill and $850 toward a delinquent gas bill, $1,700 altogether. There's supposed to be a co-payment amount, but I haven't checked on this lately, but I'm told that because of COVID, the co-payment has been waived. So you'll know once you get involved and make that call. Get involved with this SCR activity. Welfare department will help with $850 for lights, $850 for gas, $1,700 altogether. But that in turn makes you eligible to reach for THAW, to reach for St. Vincent de Paul, to reach for Salvation Army, and it's a list of other things and other agencies where you can get the balance paid. $300 arrearage. I've given you the COVID help at DTEenergy.com number. Now, caller, you asked me about something. And I just heard this for the first time and do not have a lot of details yet. But there's a program called SARA. And the C stands for COVID, E stands for emergency, R stands for renters, and the A stands for assistance. CERA. Okay? CERA. The CERA program can be accessed and information retrieved by calling the usual DTE number, 1-800-477-4747. And once an operator, DTE staff person, gets on the phone, you can ask that person to transfer you over to an expert to talk to you about the COVID emergency rental Assistance Plan, CERA. You better write it down because it's so new. You may run into a DTE employee that doesn't have all the information, and they'll be saying, "What is it? I never heard of that." A COVID emergency rental assistance. Now, DTE is in position right now because of federal dollars that they either have received or are about to receive to help their customers with back rental payments. I'm not sure if that means, and I think it's for, well, I don't know. I was going to say something and I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say it. A rental and mortgage. I'm not sure if they're covering a rearage mortgage. I do have a number for a rearage mortgage, but I'm not sure if the CERA program will do that or not. But folks should call DTE 1-800-477-4747 and ask about the CERA program. Have your pen and paper handy when you make that call so you can write down the details. You know, you can listen, you speak English and or whatever language you speak, and you can ask for that verification and that specification so that you can write this information down. We need this help. As you can see, as these numbers of people surviving COVID goes up, now there are conversations about unemployment that's supposed to go through till September. Now they're looking at June 12th. June 12th being the last day for extended benefits. And that date may or may not change, but I heard that last night and first thing again this morning, where these Republicans and their Republican friends are screaming and whining all up and down Lansing. I don't know, I can't get a dishwasher. I can't get a server. I can't get the person to mop the floor because they rather get government benefits of $300 a week, $1,200 a month along with their unemployment benefits. It's not fair. Kick them off. They're not good Americans. They need to work for a living, even though at my job they won't be able to get benefits, health benefits, vacation benefits, none of that. And they need to let that go and stop living off of the government's money. You know, the damn government don't have no money. Every dime that the government has is my money and your money. And we give it to them so that they can help us all. So things are changing because the sunlight is starting to break through on COVID. So go and get yourself involved. The Indeed, INDEED.com. If you go to Indeed.com, people are calling me all the time talking about, I need a job. Well, go to Indeed.com and all kinds of jobs come up. Amazon is trying to hire. Home Depot is trying to hire. All of these summer jobs where we've got these students that are looking for summer work. It's probably too late by now, but if you're looking for a job, go to the Indeed.org website and try to make an application for something that's there. Caller, you've been patient, and thank you so much for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air.
Thank you. I wrote the CERA program down. CERA.
Okay.
COVID Emergency Rental Assistance.
Yes, look it up so you can read those details.
But I want to know that the Detroit Park Recreation is hiring. They need people to do the maintenance on the parks. And they can go to governmentjobs.com.
Okay.
Governmentjobs.com to be on the team to work with the park maintenance.
Okay, now did you say Michigan spelled out?
No, it's governmentjobs.com.
Government jobs, no breaks, governmentjobs.com.
Yes.
Great.
And this is hiring. They started at $15 an hour.
Okay. $15 an hour starting fee. That's a good thing.
And
Okay.
that's the Detroit Recreation.
Got it. That's good information. Thank you for sharing
Okay.
that. All right.
Thank you so much for sharing your information.
All right. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we've said this about the CERA program. Get online so you can look it up. And the commercial that comes on just before Ask Welfare Rights comes on the air, the treasurer, Eric Sabri, has been to court. And the court case that he filed was to get the county to waive any evictions, foreclosures, because persons may be behind on their property taxes. And he was granted relief. And so there will be no foreclosure evictions for properties in Wayne County. What is it? 36 cities in Wayne County. So there won't be any foreclosure evictions, mortgage problems between today and March of 2022. Now he's back in court again trying to talk about some of these dollars that are coming down because of COVID. These dollars, more of these dollars being used to help people that are behind on their mortgages. So I wanted to mention that. That's that 322-6222 number. Area code 313-322-6222. Call the treasurer's office and ask a few questions about folks that may be behind on a mortgage. You have to get involved here, and you have to get involved in whatever the information is that you learn. Share it with someone else. What else? Unemployment. Got the devil of a time, people trying to get their unemployment that are duly eligible. But we got these criminals that are out here filing 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 applications to get unemployment with false names and false social security numbers and all this kind of stuff. And they're weeding through all of these liars. And so this making it very difficult for a lot of people to catch up with their unemployment the way they should be able to access it. People are months and months and months behind. Don't give up. Don't give up. Remember, they brought you here under the bottom of a boat, chained to 30 or 40 other people in a little bitty area. So you will give up. We might give out, but we don't give up. So here is the number to something called Constituent Services. Constituent Services in Lansing. Specifically, this number is to help folks that can't get their unemployment dollars disconnected with problems. I'm gonna give the number now, but if you call once or twice and it just rings and rings and rings, it goes to voicemail, don't call us at Welfare Rights to say, I tried to reach somebody and nobody called you back. Nobody's sitting there at the telephone waiting on you. Nobody's sitting there waiting on you. You have to call every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every day. And leave a message until one day somebody will pick up that phone. Stop giving up. I called once or twice, nobody called me back. So what? You're not special? Get involved here. Here's the number, area code in Lansing. You should know it already. 517-335-7858. Area code 517. The number is 335-7858. That's the number to the Lansing Constituent Services number. And specifically, that number is to help folks with unraveling problems that they might be having with accessing unemployment benefits. 517-335-7858. Food stamp benefits. If you're already receiving food stamps, or if you're about to apply to receive food stamps because something happened that separated you from a job and now you're eligible for food stamps, folks are getting anywhere from $500 to $800 additional dollars over and above their regular food stamp regimen. So if you were getting $350, $400 a month in food stamps, 2 children, 3 children, you're now eligible for an additional $500 to $800. And folks, of course, are complaining about that. Why are they getting all of these extra food stamps and all this extra stimulus money? And they got $600 2 years ago. What did they do with that? You know, shut up. these elected officials that are making six figures want to know what you did with your $600 stimulus check or your $1,400 stimulus check, which, by the way, I got a letter yesterday that said, "Dear Maureen, you'll be happy to know that we just donated or deposited, not donated, we just deposited $1,400 into your direct deposit account. If you don't have it, you wait 5 days. You don't get it, you contact, that's a number, address, or something there. But that's money that was due to folks because we having so much trouble with this doggone COVID. Bread that used to cost this amount now costs this amount. Everything has gone up. So you're eligible for additional food stamps. Go and ask about them if they're not showing up on your case already. All right, we're down to our last 5 minutes. All right. Evictions. I got somebody that called me up the other day and said they needed some help because a family member had been evicted the day before or the day before because of failure to pay rent. No such thing exists. There are no evictions in 30th District Court. 36th District Court talked about it 2 or 3 weeks ago. There are no evictions in America. Well, let me not say that. In Wayne County, that's what I know about. There are no evictions in Wayne County right now because of failure to pay rent. There are monies available. I gave it to a caller already. The eviction diversion program is in full operation. Area code 866. The number is 313-2520. And so folks should be calling if you have not paid your rent and because you are behind on because you're separated from your job. Now, if you haven't paid your rent and you're still working, but you haven't paid your rent because you found out you didn't have to, at some point you're going to be asked, you owe some rent, and we'd like to talk to you about it because we know that you've been working all along. So, there are no evictions because of failure to pay, because you lost your job. So that does not exist. Property taxes, the same thing. The message that I've already given about reaching the treasurer's office, 322-6222. And Miss Theo talked about an event that's happening, and I promised I would raise that on June the 13th on a Sunday, a couple of weeks from now. A month from now, just about exactly a month from now on a Sunday. We're going to gather at noon, Woodward and 8 Mile Road, and we're going to do a caravan down Woodward Avenue to point out the different black businesses along the way. I remember that Marvis Cofield and Paul Taylor and them had a very active and robust program that they were involved in where they would rent a bus before COVID, and we would drive to the black and African American stores so that we could spend concentrated dollars in those places. And of course, all that went away when COVID showed up. So June the 13th, Woodward and 8 Mile Road, 12 o'clock noon, bring your car, bring your mask, and bring a few dollars because we might slow down and let you go in and buy a few things. Last thing I'll say is tomorrow, Hood Research is having a conversation. Starts at 2 o'clock. I know our people are feeling kind of down in the dumps. I'm tired. I'm depressed. I'm sad. Alexander Tyson taken away from welfare rights because of COVID. Elvira Wilkerson taken away because of COVID. Piper's mom taken away because of COVID. Annie Chambers' grandson and her daughter's husband both died one day apiece because of COVID. We just really have been through something. Go get that shot. But tomorrow at 2 o'clock, write this down. Area code 978. The number is 990-5000. Area code 978. The number is 990-5000. The access number you need is 338-729, 338-729, and pound key. And that will tie you into the Saturday at 2 o'clock neighborhood research conversation about being depressed, about feeling alone. All of those kinds of things are happening. The walk program in terms of cleaning services. And I didn't write the number down ahead of me, but Miss Walk is offering cleaning services. If you want your house, your apartment cleaned up and organized, call us down at Welfare Rights and we'll give you the number. I forgot to write it down today. Call us at Welfare Rights, 964-0618, 964-0618. And we're about at the end of the hour. Marion, in another 2 or 3 weeks, we hope she'll be back here to sit with us as we do the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights. And I'll say to you, if any of this information that we gave today, if it was helpful, we're happy. If you need anything repeated, call us at Welfare Rights, 964-0618. My name is Maureen Taylor. I serve as the state chairperson of the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization, and I'll see you next Friday. Goodbye.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.